Okay guys, I have one ticket. Mystery crossword. I do love these. They're my favorite. Let's get to it.
That includes grainy video.
Cute.
Tony and Steve say they were in such fear for their daughter's safety, they called police nearly 50 times. But on the morning of December 2nd, 2011, Tony went
And
in
it's ticket 35 and it's book number 5.
unresponsive,
So let's see.
even after Dad Steve performed CPR. Parents Tony and Steve are convinced Morgan's death was no accident.
My daughter was murdered by her dad. She
This
was
one's
stalking
C
for 4 months.
and
We
I.
couldn't figure out who was doing this to her, and we were so scared. Morgan was so terrified. We found footprints outside Morgan's window. Somebody stood right up against her window with his face up against her window.
The stalker seemed to know our every move.
She was followed in the car. We showed up at the house. She would fall asleep and think, okay, it's going to be fine. And 2 in the morning, she'd get banging on the window again.
Morgan was being terrorized.
Sometimes it would be quiet for a few days, and then it would start again. Morgan even saw a guy in dark clothing show up at the house. The stalker turned our lives upside down. It was horrific. We called the sheriff's department over 50 times.
Felt like
Nosy.
I couldn't protect my daughter.
I
Felt
don't
like
think
the
so.
police were hopeless.
I think that's
We
the
installed
video.
video cameras and
Okay,
caught the
let's
stalker
continue.
on the camera, leaning against my truck, watching the police drive away.
Another time we caught him on the surveillance camera walking down the street past Morgan's room. We were in constant fear of what was going to happen to Morgan. One morning, I went and I knocked on her door and she didn't answer, and I shook her shoulder and she didn't respond.
I just knew something was wrong. I thought I knew something was. I knew something was really wrong.
Just saying, Morgan, take the breath out of me, please breathe. He couldn't get her to breathe.
I knew that she was dead. I knew she wasn't going to come back. And my thought was, what do I tell Tony? What do I tell Tony that Morgan?
It was.
Continue. B and X.
Tony and Steve say they are furious with the investigation. They say they know who's responsible for allegedly stalking and killing Morgan. But they're frustrated because no one's been arrested and the police don't even believe a crime was committed.
They performed an autopsy. What I believe happened, multiple people broke into the house, forced Morgan to
B
take option of prescription date rape drugs.
There was antidepressants and muscle relaxants and all sorts of drugs mixed together.
The coroner's office said she had a lethal level of this antidepressant in her body.
They ruled Morgan's death as suicide.
There's no way Morgan committed suicide. She was murdered.
Now, the coroner called it a suicide, but her parents say she had been stalked and then murdered. Now they want that investigation reopened.
I need an investigation open to find out what happened to my daughter.
Her parents say police aren't doing anything to track down the killer.
The detectives and the coroner's office have completely dropped the ball on this.
The sheriff's office says its investigation is not moving forward because there aren't enough facts. Well, the family says that's because detectives didn't do a good job.
An absolute miscarriage of justice has been done in the death and in the stalking of my daughter.
The sheriff's office says they visited the neighborhood nearly 50 times in a 4-month span. Never found any sign of a stalker.
She was murdered, and we believe we know 100% who is responsible.
I absolutely know who killed my daughter. Morgan was murdered by a young girl down the street, Brooke, and her ex-boyfriend.
Okay, first, let me say I am sorry for your loss. I just cannot even imagine how you must feel. Accept my
I do.
condolences for that.
No, thank you.
This happened in December.
Yes.
So you think these stalkers ultimately trapped her in her bedroom
Right,
and took her life?
right.
What a delightful young woman.
She was amazing.
Why her?
And maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. I can't seem to get into the mind of somebody that can even do this. I can't seem to bring myself into the mind of somebody that has no humanity. I wouldn't even want to stalk somebody, no less kill them.
Well, let's talk about what you define as stalking.
It was tapped against her window. So it was a
What
really...
about her bedroom window?
Yeah, out her bedroom window. So we went out Saturday morning to trimmed the branches
Okay.
back from her window.
Okay, go.
And
Let me know when you're done.
we stood there and looked, and her mouth was wide open, and there
That's
was
her
no
toy.
branches in 10 or 15 feet.
And you rigged your property
Kiddos are home from
to
school.
catch them in the act.
Yes.
And we see here the evidence you have on the camera. It's a grainy figure, but clearly this is a person. And then here's a second one, someone walking through the snow. How can you tell that's a female? And so, and then the third one looked like somebody walking around the sidewalk. And you called the police on 50 different occasions.
We didn't call it every single time,
Right.
which we should have probably.
Right. They never questioned anybody, they never talked to anyone on the premises there. Next, Tony tells us why she's pointing the finger at an 18-year-old girl named Brooke and her ex-boyfriend. We're going to find out what makes Mom say she's certain that they are actually responsible for killing her daughter Morgan.
I know there was a stalker because there was footprints outside the house I have photographed. I have images on a camera. There's a gutter over Morgan's window that has a cracked tear in it, and it's exactly where the stalker would have been, leaning to bang on her window. There's no doubt there was a stalker.
Okay.
Like ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity software where you can manage everything and anything related to your work, your documents, your
Well, it's a mystery that has a lot of people divided about how beautiful 20-year-old daughter Morgan died. Parents Steve and Tony believe she was harassed by stalkers who then drugged her to death. Take a look.
I believe Brooke and her ex-boyfriend both stalked, terrorized, and murdered my daughter. Brooke was in the room that night when Morgan was killed.
Brooke hated Morgan. I've been told by 3 people that Brooke, when talking about Morgan, said that that bitch is going to get it someday.
Morgan didn't want anything to do with her, and it angered her. And I believe she was also very jealous of Morgan.
Brooke has a violent temper. She's been arrested numerous times for fighting with people, for beating people up.
Her temper just took hold. I believe that Brooke is definitely crazy.
Brooke and her ex-boyfriend need to know that that was a desperate move, and they took something very beautiful from this world.
I believe that Brooke's dad, James, knew what was going on. I think he condoned it, and he thought it was funny that his daughter and her boyfriend were terrorizing Morgan. I definitely believe James is an accomplice of Morgan's murder. They definitely are murderers because they murdered Morgan. And I don't know whether they've done it before, but I'll tell you right now, I'm sure they're going to do it again if they get away with this.
Those are some very bold statements. You are accusing this young girl, Brooke, of murder.
Yes.
You are saying that her father was involved in it.
That he knew about.
That's involvement. And you think her ex-boyfriend, Keenan, was involved in it,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely. He was the male figure in the stalker.
That's who you
Okay,
think we're
so it
seeing.
looks like we do have a winner. This is
What is your proof that this is Brooke?
K E
He
E
had
P.
footprints going back to her house in the
L
snow.
E
After
L
somebody walked around the
K.
house in that video, he went out with the sheriff and they followed the footprints. Their footprints went back to her house.
Rich
So that was kind of strange. I mean, of course, it could be somebody else walking to her
And I
house.
think that's it.
We have
So I
videos
think
of somebody
that's a
running by
ticket.
Morgan's room, going the direction of Brooke's house and stopping, and then a few minutes later running back
Yeah,
again
looks like
past
it's a
the
ticket.
house.
Nice,
We
that's a
had
good win.
neighbors
Alright
spotting
guys, have a good day.
suspicious behavior with
Okay, so right here it's, I forgot the age, so it's age, L, keep, and rich, and that is $20 again. Cool.
Protect her window.